Hey there, please excuse the fact that I have no makeup on and that I just woke up. I'm getting ready for work. So the question today is, my friends are always asking questions about food and eating disorders, specifically mine, and part of me knows it's because they're concerned and interested and curious, but another part of me feels like a freak, and their constant questioning makes me feel even more vulnerable and hateful towards myself. How do I deal with them without hurting them? First off, I really want to reiterate that you are not a freak. There are a lot of people on here, on YouTube, and people everywhere that are struggling with eating disorders, and a lot of them are dealing with friends who are asking them similar kinds of questions. So, I think it's important for you to know that whether or not they make you feel like a freak, you aren't alone. And I think most importantly, you're not obligated to talk about anything that makes you uncomfortable. It is nice to recognize that they care and that they are concerned, because a lot of people have friends who just avoid the subject altogether, although in their extremes it can be bad on either side. And you only have to give as much information as you want. You don't have to get in depth or in detail if you're not comfortable with that. If they do express concern, you can let them know that you will discuss it if need be, or that you're not ready to discuss it right now, and that if there comes a point in time that you feel like you want to have that conversation with them, that you'll go back to them and have that conversation with them. There is absolutely nothing wrong with telling them that you're not ready to talk about it right now. Eating disorders are already hurtful and painful, and sometimes it's a lot easier to talk to professionals because they don't lack the knowledge that your friends do about them and the nature of them. And eating disorders are rather secretive and personal, and sometimes it's really, really hard to talk with other people, and that's what I've found as well. And you have no reason to feel guilty about that at all. And about the people that are curious in your life, I mean, that can be really, really awkward, but still, you're not obligated to teach them what an eating disorder is and why it occurs if you don't want to. You can tell them that you understand their curiosity, but that it's a really sensitive matter to you. What I'd just say is, no matter what you say to them, in order not to hurt them, I guess just try not to lash out. Try not to yell at them and tell them that they're making you feel like a freak, or that they're triggering, or anything kind of rageful and really overt. I think that you can put it nicely. I think that it is possible to stay calm and honest so long as they respect you. Staying honest, may mean that you can't talk about it right now because you're not able or willing to be completely honest and open right now, and you may never be with them. And if that is the case, it may be helpful, as I said before, to seek out professional help where someone is willing to talk to you that does have a background and does know what an eating disorder is. But I will stress that friends are really important, and that your friendships are really important, and they're something that you don't want to lose. So I would just say, try to tell them in the nicest way possible. If they don't respect it, just politely remind them every time. I had one particular friend who would constantly ask me how I was doing and just about eating disorders in general, and it became really, really triggering for me. It was just a topic of conversation quite frequently, and I feel like with my friends, some of the most healing moments for me are when I'm enjoying a moment that I'm not talking or thinking about eating disorder related issues. I think that kind of brings me back to this world and helps me remember the important things and the enjoyment in this life. And I did ask her to stop. I told her it was very difficult for me to talk about, to hear things about, and that I didn't want it to be a frequent topic of conversation because it was really something that I was working on getting over. And there were a few times subsequently, and there still might be, that she just starts asking questions or talking about it again, and I just try to keep my cool, and I try to say to her, like, please, can we not talk about this right now? It's difficult for me, it's sensitive, and I really am not able to talk to you about this right now. And usually when I tell her that, she backs down. I mean, there are going to be times, perhaps, that it's as though they forgot what you told them before, and you might just have to politely, remind them. But you don't want to be feeling vulnerable, as you said. You don't want to hurt them. And I think most importantly, friends have the capacity to bring you back to this earth. They have the capacity to show you what living and loving a normal life is like. And don't underestimate the power of that, and try to get that back in your life, I'd say, because it's really, really helpful just when you can go out and have a day where it's almost as though the thoughts have left your mind for a while. So I just want to say good luck. Bia has a video up too, and I will see you all next week. I gotta go to work now.